The same thing we can define functions also here, like a date. Okay, where, for example, if we want to see today's date, or in somewhere we want to see, we want to refer this parameter, dollar date parameter. So we can say date underscore one, some parameter name, and here we can use dollar and this brackets. And inside this we can call some function like date time add, one function is there, or today one function is there. Okay, in that, or string substring is one function is there, right? Like that also we can call string substring also. Okay, instead of date we will use some other parameter, say str, string substring function. That all functions we need to use this brackets, that is all the thing. So here we are using some date, for example 20, and we want to extract year. So this is also one method to extract the year, 1 to 4. Okay, if it is in YYMMDD format. So here it is year, and we can use this year in our code in XFR. For example, inside the format we are using some code, transform code, and inside that we want to use dollar year. Okay, that in dot year less than equal to dollar year, then do this, do that. Okay, so like here we can use this parameter. So what is this parameter is? It is going to resolve a string only. Then okay. But if it is going to resolve some vector, then there will be problem. Then we need to make it a string join, convert vector to string, and then use that. That is the thing. So that was just I have shown you one extra function of directory listing. Okay, so this is this notation. I hope it's clear. It is used for resolving any function, or like that. There is one more function is there, date time add. Like you want to add plus one or minus one, like previous date. You want previous date, today date, whatever it is today date, you want previous date of that. So you can use this notation again, and before that you need to do typecast. Okay, then you use, sorry, this notation, square braces in dollar. Here you can do typecast, just like we simply do typecast like that only. To it, to, you know already that we have used earlier also this function today, and we always need to do typecast to it. Earlier I have shown this in the transform logic. So now instead of writing in transform logic, PDL is the that language which allow you to write in the coding in the parameter itself, at the parameter itself. So here you can save this. Okay, or previous date is pre underscore date. This is the parameter you can save in parameter, that graph level parameter, and inside your format you can call anytime, like anytime you want to check something. If in dot date one less than equal to dollar pre date, like that. So this is your parameter is ready for previous date. Okay, this is one function, and you can use it in multiple component, not only one component. If you can define this thing there also. Okay, no doubt. You can take here one variable inside reform, some local or some global variable you can take. Let date type of particular format you can give, say d1 equal to this thing. This also work, but in particular component only. If you want to use this same thing in other component, you need to write again this code. Okay, in other component again this code. So in multiple components you are using, so instead of writing every time, and yeah, you can define here itself in parameter itself, and always you can use dollar parameter. So PDL provide you this facility also, that instead of writing code here, You can write code here itself, but actually by some developers it is not suggested that you write everything here, like a select query. SQL also they write here sometimes, but it is not suggested. It is not giving performance like that some developers told. But nowadays meta programming came and all, so they are using this a lot. Here only they defining everything. Here they are using like dollar notation. Tomorrow I will show you one use case that if we want to process some records in such a manner that first time it should, like a reformat is there in starting in input file, there are 20 records are there. So I want first time it should process how many records, whatever I will give runtime, that much records. Okay, so I have given runtime 5, so it should process 5 only. I have given 10, so it should process 10 only. So at runtime I want to handle it. So how can do that? So for that I will define some variable here, and its value default I can give anything like 5. But at runtime it will ask, I will give, and here I can use select condition or filter by expression something that in dot get id or some value like next in sequence value should be greater than equal to $n. So runtime whatever I am going to give, it will consider that and it will process accordingly. You can also try this. Okay. This is also the one of use of the PDL for runtime generation. Generally, PDL means at runtime you want to generate anything. PDL is famous for runtime generations of DML or runtime XFR or runtime. Uh, we have what the things we have? We have DML, we have XFR generally, right? And what else? Data file, the data we need to take only. Okay, they generally they don't generate at runtime. So these two things I am able to remember. Anything else? Yeah, plants also there are some methods. Okay, methods or something. So they generate these things at runtime. Apart from this kind of uses, PDL has uses for generating. So how to do this by meta programming? We will see tomorrow. We will see some functions. That's it for meta programming. And so what is the uses of this? For inline any code you want to write, what kind of code functions, inline DML functions or inline meta programming functions. Meta programming means for generating DML or XFR there are some pre-built inbuilt functions are there, inbuilt functions, like I have shown you one function here, right? Directory listing functions, like that some inbuilt functions I will share with you. You can uh, go through by that. Directory listing is one function. So tomorrow I will show you few more functions. So first you understand theoretically properly that what is the PDL is for. So this is clear. This all notations. Then another rule number 1 and 2 we have discussed. One is one only we have discussed. I think that it is used for it generates string, so we need to be take care that all. Otherwise, vector is there, then use string. Then quotations and escaping characters. So if you are doing, you are giving some quotes. So what will happen if double quote or single quote, whatever, then it will not consider dollar as a interpreter, but as a string. See here, the resolved value is dollar bar, not XXX. Okay, either single quote or dollar quote. If you are closing the dollar also, then it will not consider it as an interpreter, but it entire it will be considered as a string. So that is the rule. And yeah, generally these quotes are used for after dollar. After dollar, if you are giving this thing, then it will resolve. After dollar, generally you this is used quotes sometime. So it then it will resolve. Dollar bar means XXX. This is the value. Then What is this function about? Help function. Okay, they are just saying that, for example, you have a XFR file. Okay, XFR file means in the uh, Abinitio, we can use this type of functions. I have shown you how to write our own type of functions. Out, then function name, input variable equal to begin and end, and you write your own code. So they have written some simple code. Now this file you can save somewhere, and you can use include metadata type for type, and for functions you can just use include in that file. Then it will include that in that also, like in uh, what is the include keyword and metadata keyword, you can refer from this also, from L file also, or I will show you tomorrow. One I have one code for include and a metadata type. So these things are there. You can save the function in some file. Okay, in some say xfr files, rxfr.xfr. This is the file in which you have saved one function, this function. Okay, and then you can include that file with path in your reformat in transformation logic. Before this, before you are using out reformat, that function is there. Before that only you can write, like in programming language, if you remember that include the studio code, like these things was there. So you can give the path C drive, Benicio, something. And for example, I have saved that file here only. So xfr.xfr, you can include that file. So what is the use of including? Instead of writing code here, you can write function here also, that whatever inside that it is, you can write here also. But you need to write in every component.
Yeah.
So for making it reusable, you can save it in XFR file and include it whenever you want. In whenever, like in any component, in any graph, you can make it reusable by that manner. So I don't want to switch here and DD, because the concept first we need to understand. So this thing I will show you tomorrow. What is the include? What is the metadata type? How, I mean, what is that? It is this only, including this or including metadata type. Then you need to mention if type is there. If function is there inside your file, you can include directly. If type is there, you have defined some kind of type of my type, then you need to give one more keyword metadata type equal to that file name, like that. So what they are doing here, instead of including through inside the reformat, they are including in a parameter only. So this is one function they have saved in one file, say test.xfr file. What is the path? This $xfr path. $xfr means, like in our case, C drive ab initio /edw/xfr. Okay, that path. So in that path, test.xfr, this is the name of file. They can include it either by using this include keyword, or they can use directly. They can, like dollar, and in this braces they can use help, and they can pass the string. So this is function they are using directly. User defined function it is. Okay, so you can include the transform text-to-xfr using the following definition. This ABDML definition. If you are including that file in this particular path, then it will make that function available overall. So our string split also I will try to include, but this may not work in our trial version. ABDML definition. If we include in this definition, then we can use anywhere that function. So it is the functionality for user defined function. Like we are using string split, no sorry, string substring, string length, like that. We can save somewhere our string split function. In trial version it is not there, right? So we can save somewhere, and then in ABDML definition, that is global definition. So here we can include that particular file. So everywhere we can, anywhere we can use it, help and that function, or like they are using inside this parameter. Now whenever this parameter will be called $test, then it will return ZZZ, this thing, whatever you are passing here, that will return. because this function is returning it. What is the use of this function? It's just concatenating in hyphen zzz. So if you are calling this parameter anywhere, dollar test, either you call inside this or inside any component, it is going to return you in hyphen zzz. This thing. This is the resolve value. It will show here itself resolve value. If you will hover on this parameter, it will show here. Then this is the one rule, quotation rule. Okay, first rule string rule, second rule quotation rule, third is escaping rule. Escape means this backslash. Okay, this you can, if you want to escape dollar somewhere, then before dollar you can give backslash. So it will not consider dollar as a interpreter, but it will consider it as a string. This escape character, if you are aware about Unix commands, we use this escape character if we want to consider this as a part of string but not the interpreter. So if, for example, here, so even odd rule is there for escape. If this slash or backslash in odd number, then it will do this. Okay, like one time only it is given, and before only this should be given. If it is somewhere here, then it will not. Before dollar only. Before dollar only the escape is there, and that to be an odd number, then it will do this $4 bar. So it is not resolving the bar value xxx. Okay, because it is considering dollar as a string only. It is not considering it as a interpreter. Now here also you can see that the before dollar there is one slash is there. So it will consider dollar as a string only. It will not resolve the value of bar. Then yeah, here you can see before dollar two slash are there. In this case, it will not consider it as a string. Even number of slash is there, then it will not consider it as a string, but interpreter. Interpreter means it will resolve the value of dollar bar parameter and xxx. See here, xxx is given, and one extra slash is coming like that only. And if it is odd number, like three times are there, three times slash and dollar, then it will consider it as a string. Okay, so you need to give odd number if you want to escape that dollar. This is the rules. Okay, you can read here also those rules in help file like this. So what are the rules here? Quotation and escaping rules. PDL value substitution rules. So this we have seen. Then out escape character, this also we have seen. And third is con shell inline, this also we have seen that. Okay, con shell inline computation in PDL. So you can use this braces, this simple braces for inline cache construct. And then for this also there are quotation, then parameter refresh, different things are there. We are not going in detail. The main thing should be clear. Okay, so now we have understood what is PDL and what is it is used for, and what are the three rules, two three rules. Okay, then uh, how we can define, like one is this method, like dollar. Okay, dollar curly braces, and this is Unix command. So it will resolve that into first head hyphen one, and particular file means first record it will give. Generally first record is the uh, header, ID, name, salary, like that. So it will give that value. Okay, then inside transform logic, you can give dollar $P1 like that, or dollar $MDML. We have seen this all. Interpretation. Yeah, this is one type. Some examples we will see now. Okay, for PDL. So For example, you have given P1 equal to ABC, one simple string for P1. P2 equal to one simple string to be set. Okay, it need to be set. Okay, this is just a string. Okay, nothing, not a function, nothing, just a simple string. P3 is also a simple string assets. Now in P4, you can use if else. So if else is also block. So you need to, whenever block code or inline code is there, you need to use this braces. Then you can write if conditions, like if P1 equal to ABC, then inside that if P2 is not equal to this, then this thing should be print, this should be go as the value of P4. Okay, else this should be go as a value of, this is concatenating, I think there. So this should be go as a value of P4. And if these all not match, like P1 is not equal to ABC, then P1 should, whatever P1 is there, that should go as P4. So this is just a logic. So if else logic also you can give in the PDL. This is also one uses. Then what else? User defined functions. One, this is actually not user defined. Return date. Okay. Yeah, user defined functions like, uh, this is one function. Okay, in the ABS DML definition, we have seen one inline, that thing also. Okay, how to, either you can define some function here itself, okay, and then return this into some variable, and then you can use this variable somewhere, anywhere, P2. Okay, or otherwise you can save this function in one file. Okay, this function you can save in one file in some location, then you give that location with include keyword to this ABC DML definition. It will make that function globally available, and then you can call it anywhere. Return date, you are calling this function, then it's whatever it's doing, it's not taking any variable, it's just returning you the date, current date. Okay, so it will, you can use that function anywhere. So making user defined functions available, this is very important. ABS DML definition, you can directly also give in PDL like this. This is also valid PDL, or you save this in file and give, that is also valid, include and that file. It will, this parameter is very important parameter. You can, this is a pre-built inbuilt parameter. It make the your function available globally to any component or any parameter. If you uh yeah, you can use this parameter also, P2, and return that value. Now this parameter also you can use globally. Globally means inside your graph only. Okay, not in another graph. Whenever, inside pset only, inside that pset only it will be available. Okay, globally means not across Abinitio, means inside that particular pset, wherever you have defined this thing, there in that pset, whatever components you are using, there this thing will be available, this parameter will be available. What is the scope of this parameter? Inside the pset or inside the particular graph. Then transformation logic. Hmm. Meta programming. For generating meta programming, we will see this tomorrow. Okay, it's already 2:10. So this code is generating this type of DML actually. So what are the uses of PDL we have seen today? Either you can use for condition, either you can use for um, generating your own function, or you can use for block code. For block code only, we will discuss tomorrow more for this one. Okay, then it's 2:11 already. So ICFF also we will discuss tomorrow. That is simple constructor otherwise.